beautiful thing, and a great tool for. It's an eternal tool. It's what we're returning back to, love, returning back to Eden. Good morning. Today, I figured we'd continue to talk about love and what love looks like to you. I always love the feedback, love hearing from you, those of you joining me, I should say, this morning. Thanks for being here. And it is always a great thing to hear from you guys. All right, there's the notification going out. Those of you that do subscribe, I appreciate that so much. It's because of you that we actually have more subscribers, and every day we get somebody new, and it's super awesome. So thank you for that. Very grateful for that. And so, again, I want to remind you, though, the reason why we're here is to help others and guide people to greatness, guide people to have epic, because it's possible. But what does it take? It takes work, it takes love, it takes skills, and it takes doing the things that make you uncomfortable. Because if you were comfortable in epic, you would be talking about it and telling others what you have and how much you are blessed. Good morning. Which, yeah, I want to give a shout out to my friend Ken, Jesse Kaufman, Krista, who I didn't realize had been watching, but there are some ladies too that watch, friends of ours, clients of ours, previous clients, and even current clients and people that we've worked with and mentored for years are hopping on here. So I want to give them a shout out. And even Sheila, I know that Sheila's been having um, her own morning talk at 5:30. So that's pretty awesome. And she does an amazing live well with Sheila. And yes, also we've got, let's see, I want to name Lester, some others that have come on here, some of the men, Nathan, let's see who else. Yeah, give me a shout out if you're here. Let me know you're here. Lamar, that's right. I thought Lamar might be coming on here too. Good job, Lamar. Well done. So it is, I'm just connecting with my bros, my friends, my people that we are mentoring, but yet we are friends. We are, they are clients, but we call them client partners. We're partnering with them in life and helping them to see and learn new skills that will take them to higher levels. And they are amazing people, just amazing contributors to this planet for sure. So I'm grateful for that contribution that each of you play to give to humanity. And so I'm getting my coffee going in here. So I thought I'd start at the dining room table, as a matter of fact. And I show you the dining room table because this is where we often meet for our Epic 30 as a family. I'll be finishing up this live this morning, this love talk, and at about probably around 6, about 6:15, Chantel will come down here and be ready to go, ready for the day, dressed, showered, and we will start connecting. And same with Hazel, our daughter, and little Kaylea that's inside of Hazel, my beautiful daughter, is with child Kaylea. And so the four of us, yes, I did say four of us because Kaylea is present with us in Hazel's belly. She is now, I think, about 4 months, 5 months along, somewhere in there. 4 months, I believe. And so we will all meet together and do what we call Epic 30. You know, we talk about love. Love is intentional. Love is committed. And when we do our Epic 30, I'm telling you, it is very powerful. Time of connection. And we call it Epic 30 because it literally will improve your skills of love, connection, affection, gratitude, honor, blessing, and overall just it enhances the love that we have for each other through our actions. So our actions prove that we do love each other. And this is a powerful process that we've put together and refined and continue to refine over the years. We've broken it down now to 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes, literally you release junk that's maybe holding you back. You receive a new story, a new understanding, a new love, a new revelation, a new gift from Papa. Um, and by the way, when you're releasing, you're not just throwing up on each other. I mean, that at times we are humans. We need that verbal processors, some verbal processors like myself appreciate. And my daughter's definitely, Hazel's definitely like me in that sense of being a verbal processor. And some people do. They need to be validated, need to release and be able to communicate the things that are bothering them. And that's why even like last night we had a date night with Hazel, and we decided to do it with Mom and Hazel and Chantel and and Kayla. The five of us went to dinner and just hung out. And after dinner, Hazel opened up to us on some things she's dealing with and the hardships she has, and relationships and the challenges of even being pregnant. It is never easy. It's a life-changing thing, right? And so we were able to connect with her and love on her and just hear her, let her be able to verbally process things that she's challenges she's having, and then just love on her and comfort her and let her know we're here, we love you, and we know it's not easy. That must be hard, and we can understand your emotions you're feeling and the frustrations you're having, right? Because she was, and that's the thing is yesterday we talked about validation and how important that is to allow people to speak at times. But with our Epic 30, that's kind of an opportunity to release and through journaling and writing a letter to Papa, being specific, like, Father, we love you. Help me through this situation. Help me to understand this, or maybe, hey, I'm frustrated with um, my relationships in this area of life. I'm frustrated with my children, my wife, my kids. What is it that my job? It's interesting because if you want to understand why would you do that, well, there's a verse, a very powerful one in the Bible that says, "Cast all your cares upon me." And so it is a thing that Father says to do because He's a good Father. And so we need to recognize how important it is to cast our cares on Him, and He can handle it. He can take it. And as we grow together and become better in life for each other, we can handle it as well, in the sense of we know not to receive it. We know and understand we're mature enough to know that we are not endorsing it by allowing them to speak about it. So this is all powerful principles of life and powerful things of communication and connection and love and affection, if you're able to allow that. But some people can't. I get it. You just can't hear it. You're barely dealing. You're dealing so much with your own brain, and you're dealing with your own mind and your own um, negative talk. And so if I allow someone else to talk negative or allow them to release their junk, then then I'm gonna be pulled down with them, and I just can't do it. And I get it. There are different levels that people are at in life, and so it is very important to know your abilities and know your roles, right? What you can or can't do. So I get it. And so if you're at a place where you're barely able to handle your own mind and your own thoughts, then don't seriously don't don't be a place yet of listening and validation, because it might be too overwhelming for you. And that's real. And that's okay to let people know that. It's okay to tell them, hey, I'm not in a space or a place where I can't handle. Um, I know you're going through a lot, but I'm not, so am I, and I can't handle it. So it is okay to recognize that, and then to go ahead and acknowledge that and let people know just where you are. Um, because I know that it's taken many years for Chantel and I to get here, and then to be in a place where we can teach others to do the same. And so back to Epic 30, the four of us, Chantel, Hazel, Kalea, and myself, we will come together at about 6:15, 6:30 at the latest, and we'll spend about 30 minutes. Now, we've done different versions of this in the sense of order of things. Sometimes we go into Epic 30 and just start journaling right away. But Epic 30, to define that, is 30 minutes of connection, love, and affection, a very specific way of doing it so that you maximize your connection time. And so, with that said, um, sometimes we do start with pressing play. Now, when I say pressing play, it's pressing play on something that's beneficial that will help you to grow, help you to connect, has wisdom, has incredible action items or things that will help you to develop your skills and connection, love, and affection. And so we often will do our own content. And by design, that's what we made it for, was things that we could work on together as a family. And we still utilize it. So we press play on Connection DNA, or we go right into journaling. Oftentimes, right now, we go right into journaling because we are working on different things as a family, and checking in the morning is very important to us. But again, just starting out, if you don't have specific things you're working on, and again, time is of the essence, right? We will, though, at times press play. And Connection DNA is an 8-week, 40-session course. Guess what? It's all about your cycles, all about life, and it is what it is. It is what it says it is. Connection DNA. There's principles in there and things that will really guide you to connect and keep on connecting, love and keep on loving. Work on those habits that bring forth greater love and affection and intimacy. All right, I get to put this thing in the stand. Thanks again for your support, um, and for joining me this morning. Looking at the comments, love what you're saying. Thank you. Good God. Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. William, if that is true or if you're just making comments. God bless you, William, whoever you are, William Chapman, maybe. But thanks for the comments here and thanks for your participation. And again, a little commercial break. Would you be willing to subscribe to our channel, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube? Now, Facebook does have a place where you can say, yeah, I want to see their posts and their videos, and even a notification. It's kind of like YouTube now. So all social medias are allowing you to favorite things that you want to see and hear from. But again, we're very grateful. We're looking to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And yeah, we serve the um, Amish culture, people coming out of the Amish, really high control Amish religion. They're coming out of that religion side of it and having more freedom when it comes to technology and when it comes to their ability to listen and learn from other voices than just people in their culture. So that's why we have gotten, that's why we have the reputation of Amish matchmakers. We've helped a lot of Amish to come together, over 30 couples in the last 5 years. It's crazy cool. I love that the fact that it's 2025 came to an end and we're on 2026 now, because this new year marks an era of 5 years coming out of COVID, right? And it's interesting to look back and see where you've come from, what you've done, and again, not to just to acknowledge those things and those sprouts and those goals and dreams that we have accomplished while we've lived here in Georgia. We came to Georgia 5 years ago. Um, yeah, it marked. We got here in. It was just, I think it was either January, February of 2020. Um, And coming here just as COVID hit, and it was crazy, crazy, crazy time. But we did it, and I will tell you, when we got here, our company shut down. The one asset, the one thing we had going for us was a national company that we had done projects for Tesla. We built charging stations for Tesla, and those things that you see at stores and things that look like gas pumps, but they're for charging electric cars, charging Teslas. We put a bunch of those in from Illinois to California, all over California to Washington State. Um, yeah, it was crazy time, and it was about 6 months worth of work, 5 to 6 months, and then it shut down because production shut down. He brought it to a halt until he could finish some of his plants and building cars. So during that time, though, we were hustling and bustling all over the nation. We had also developed a handyman company that was nationwide, installing water filters and water stations for hydrogen water. And so, yeah, it was amazing times. And right at 2018, 2019 for us, we developed a multi-million-dollar company in California. But then when we came here, that company was going to continue to go and develop. And we were coming to Georgia to look for some land to fulfill our dream of having a retreat home, a home where we could host retreats and events. Now we call them epic intensive weekends, and they are powerful times of change and transformation because we had been doing that. So when we came to Georgia, we had no idea though that our business in California um, was going to shut down. And it is interesting when that shut down that we pivoted and developed our content. But what we were doing was starting from zero, literally, like no assets now, no cash flow, or we had to figure out, okay, what are we going to do to keep things going? And not only that, but to be able to purchase and develop some land and get our retreat center that we wanted to get. And I will tell you, this ranch that we have here, break for a second, coffee break. Oh, it's nice. Cheers. Those of you having coffee too, live here. All right. I'll tell you, this ranch here that we have now, not had, have. It's almost 50 acres of land, big, beautiful home on it. We came, and this was one of our first or second properties that we looked at. And I will tell you, when we looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, knowing that our business was shutting down in California, my confidence was shot. I'm looking at this property. Good morning, Nathan. And I'm looking at this property and I loved it. It was gorgeous. I remember walking through in this exact office. I literally was in here. It was just an enclosed porch at the time that we converted into an office and studio. Um, and I remember being in here, and the door was open into the main house here. Um, and I hear Chantel go, I think this is the one. I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, what? This is the one. What do you mean? This is the one. Like, wait, how much is this? It seemed like way out of our reach with our company shutting down. I would have been a heck of a lot more confident, would have totally thought, oh, yeah, it's possible, no doubt. If we still had that company going, our multi-million-dollar company in California, but it just shut down during COVID. And here we are looking at houses, just pretending like everything's good. But we weren't pretending. We believed. We had hope. And I wanted to share today too. I'm going to tie this all together because I'm doing better than I was. Seriously, I feel so much better. Sorry about that. Most people think it's rude to do this on film videos. Probably right. You're right. Is we still had hope. And my verse from yesterday, my word from Papa yesterday was about hope. It was about actually saying that the righteous have hope and the wicked create destruction. And when you do a deep dive on that, what you discover is actually that God says that the righteous have hope, but that hope is actually hope in the future, believing that it's getting better, believing that greater things are going to happen, believing that I am the son, the daughter of the Most High. My inheritance is that He loves me and He is helping me to rise up into a place of royalty to where I am of a place to receive the abundance that He has for me. Because it is based on your identity. We talk about not shrinking back. This 2026 is your year. Do not fear, for He, Papa, Father, is not giving you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. He's not giving you the spirit of fear, but of confidence and courage and strength. He's not giving you the spirit of fear, but He's giving you love. Those three things are not about shrinking back. They're about identity, they're about support, they're about knowing that we must control our thoughts. It matters. It really does. So, as you are every morning getting up, I want you to think about that. What is love? I am love. You are love. You are loved and you are able to give away love and help others to feel loved. It's very powerful. So I want to thank you for joining me. And I want to let you know that I feel you. I understand that it seems overwhelming. When I heard Chantel, this is the one, this is the house, I was like, oh my gosh. I remember walking back in there and looking at those beautiful floors and looking into that kitchen, that how nice it had been remodeled. Because when we moved in here, this house, again, we remodeled this office area, and this was just this area I'm in now was just a outdoor um, covered porch area, screened in porch, excuse me. But in there had been redone, the nice floors, it had nice kitchen, nice amenities, like. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is a nice house. This isn't a fixer upper because, in my mind, I'm like, okay, we're gonna fix her upper, we're gonna fix it up and make it very valuable, blah blah blah. And I remember Chantel saying, and even God telling us that no, we had done the work. Like even though our company had shut down in California, our handyman business and our construction company, yeah, we were commercial and residential contractors in the state of California doing construction work all over the nation. We had developed that company, built it up into a multi-million-dollar company. There's even a story further back from that where we were pretty lost everything. So this was another time, right? So again, you're going to find yourself where you go through waves. That time before, when we had lost everything and started fresh to build up this multi-million-dollar handyman company, was because we had actually had a partnership that went south. And so coming here to Georgia was interesting because as I was looking for people and looking for ways to get this land and this property and looking for ways to be able to make this deal go through by buying this ranch, I remember I was looking for partnerships, I was looking for help, and one day Chantel was here and I was pitching a buddy of mine on working on this property with us and helping us, and she looked at me and she goes, you know what? You don't need any partnership, Carlos. You don't need anybody. You're going to be just fine. And meaning like somebody to pretty much carry me. I realized that that's what I was looking for. That you got what it takes. She spoke into me. She believed in me. And in that moment when I looked at her, she was so determined. It's a marker. We've talked about it several times. I looked at her. I said, "You're right." And when I looked into her eyes, men, hear me. When I looked into her eyes, I knew it was her. I knew she was the one. that would carry us and help us through this. And it's true. Yoking is a powerful thing to know and understand your wife has what it takes. She's a powerful woman to know that God has a woman for you if you're single that will help you and carry the burden, carry the help you to believe when you don't believe. But are you going to let her yoke with you in all areas, or just the areas you think she's okay at, or the areas she's good enough at? Or are you going to believe in her and help her? And why am I saying this? Because, in that moment, I was like, you're right, Chantel. And it has been that way. Yeah, we've had support, we've had partnerships, uh, so then now 2020, when I walked out of here, I remember walking down to the creek. We've got a creek just down below our home. Literally, we're in the no build zone, but it's grandfathered in because it was already built. People that owned it before us, they remodeled it instead of tearing it down because you can't, because no one could ever build this close to the creek. We're literally like 20 yards from the creek and our back door. And so I walked down there and I was sitting on, there's shoals right here, a waterfall, beautiful. I mean, just paradise, y'all. I have a hammock that I've put across that creek before and laid right over it. Um, I'm super grateful for our paradise that God's given us. And I remember this was our first visit here and going down and sit, and I did a video too. I did a video walking out there, and Chantel, I caught it on recording her saying, I think this is the one. And I'm like, as I'm videoing the house and kind of, because we were going through it, and now we need to like rewind and go through it again because I did several properties, but this was one of the first ones that I videoed and heard Chantel say that, and it was actually the only one that she said, I think this is the one. The other one, she said, oh yeah, this has potential. One house we looked at, which is fixer upper. She got out, she went in and left out of it quickly, went outside and vomited. I know that's really weird, but she did. She's very sensitive to feelings, emotions, and spirits. And she felt a very dark spirit in that home. Felt like there was a lot of death in that home. It's like, no way, we're not getting this place. I'm out. Peace. Too much work here to cleanse it. Too much work to. It's like I don't want anything to do with this house. Bye. I mean, we left. We did. So again, anyways, your wives, men, or if you're not married, this is what you have to look forward to: an amazing partnership, having that connection. Okay, so I walk out here, I go down to the shoals, sitting on the rock, listening. I'm even videoing and listening to the creek, and I'm like remembering when I was a boy, remembering the dream that I had as a young boy. My town, I know I'm going all over the place today, lots of stories. Hopefully, this is okay for you. I'm just processing because recognizing so much we've come through and developed and built in a short time. But I remember as a kid, we had a mountain that we loved in Safford, Arizona. There's a mountaintop area there, Mount Graham, that we would go up to quite a bit. Um, and there was times in my teenage years when I was old enough to drive, I could drive up there in 20 minutes and be in an area just like now what's in my backyard. And I remember sitting in that mountain area and sitting next to a waterfall too, as well, a little creek, water babbling brook, shoals or whatever they call them. It was beautiful. I'd sit there and just feel God's presence and feel peace and just go, man, someday I want to have a property that has this. I want to own a house or something that has a beautiful creek. So I remember being overwhelmed by the thought of buying this place and, oh, how are we going to do it? We've lost our business in California. We're starting fresh, trying to figure out cash flow, trying to figure out what we're going to do for a roof over our head. We were staying with some people at the time. Um, and it was crazy thought, but I remember thinking back that I had always wanted something like this. I was like, man, how cool would it be to have this place? I felt like a little kid again, dreaming and just like, yes, this was my dream to have something like this, to live in a place, to own a place, to have a property, to have a house that had a creek, had shoals and a waterfall. And so in that moment, sitting down there, I'm overwhelmed, but I have hope. That's the thing. I have hope that Father had put this planted this dream in me that we had had some epic connections when I was even a teenage boy, and all the fun drama that comes with that and emotions. Sitting near that creek when I was younger and loving Papa and feeling his presence even as a young boy, as a teenager, and thinking I want a place like this someday. And now I think I was, see, this 5 years ago. So here I was 44 years old and sitting at that creek again at 44 saying, wow, what if? What if? What if it is true that we could get this place? What would that look like? I had hope. And that was my word yesterday. The righteous have hope. The righteous believe and can see that there is a better future. The righteous are optimistic, is what it comes down to. Did you ever think of that? Here, you thought that righteousness had to do with spirituality and all this stuff. Look, it was crazy cool. Like I've done breakdowns and studies that righteous are how will treat their animals well. Now, the righteous obviously will love their neighbors or self. And then you've got that word from yesterday after I finished my video with y'all yesterday morning. Went out and met up with Chantel and Hazel and Kalea, and we started Epic 30. That's how this all started. And as I was getting that word from Papa, it was like, wow, that's crazy that having hope for the future is considered righteousness. So I had hope. Chantel believed, and Chantel's really good at that. She knew this was the one, but she knew she had to massage it. She knew she'd back off and we'd go look at other places that were maybe more in our price range, or there wasn't really a price range when you're at zero, though, when a company completely busts and shuts down. Cheers for that. But what we at the time believed was more in our price range, I guess. Smaller properties. Because this had horse stalls, it had land cleared out here, grazing pastures, beautiful Amish barn, actually, small world. A barn that was, we found out later, was built by Amish. It's a mobile barn, essentially. It has 4 stalls. And it can be moved. It has the hooks on it and the skids on the bottom. So, anyways, just, and we have not just one creek here, one main creek that never ever shuts off, that runs the length of our property in the back of our side of our house here, and runs, that's our property line, that creek. Um, but also we have 1, 2, 3 other creeks that run. Um, 2 of them run pretty much all the time. One of them runs when it rains, but it's running underground some. So it's crazy. So you can see, because we have tree lines that mark our creeks. And so we have the one on the property line, then we have another one on this back side over here of our property that butts up to, we're one of very few properties that butt up to a reservoir that they created. So we got a beautiful lake behind us as well, reservoir, which is now a fishing, beautiful, competitive fishing reservoir. Um, and yeah, that's another whole thing that's super cool that came about. Um, it's a man-made reservoir, but the fact it happened like 2 years before we got here, and so the property value has gone through the roof, which I'll get to that in a minute. So whenever we walked in here and looking at this place again, we start. Oh, so the creeks. Sorry, my squirrel brain. The creeks, like I was telling you, we have 4 creeks, and then there's the one that's on the back of the property that these 2 creeks kind of come together and go into the reservoir. And then we have 2 more that go towards the, um, like I said, the creeks running. We have 2 more that kind of, it's cool because where their creeks are, you can't cut down the trees. And so that you have to leave those trees around the creek area. You can't cut down any trees within, like, I think it's 50 feet of the creek on either side. So you can see tree lines. Well, that's cool because it's a natural barrier then, um, from the front of our property, which the front of the property is now what we are developing. Now we have become real estate developers and developing that front half, and it's super cool. The plan is to do 10 homes, and we will probably get a couple homes in this year for sure. Um, but anyways, that's a whole nother story. But the point is so we have these creeks, beautiful paradise. And so we had left here that first viewing. We actually took a picture in the front of the house, wondering, just hey, maybe this could be the one. And then we go and look at several others. Um, and like I said, Chantel backed off and was like, okay, let's go look at other ones. And if you're not quite there yet, Carlos, she does it all the time. And so we go and look at other places and we make the rounds. And Kim and Larry, thank you for hosting us. We lived with Kim and Larry, who Kim became a realtor um, at the time of us moving here. She had become a realtor recently, and we said, okay, thank you for letting us stay with you, and you're going to be our realtor. So um, she was hoping this was the one too, because definitely on the larger scale of things of the ones we looked at. So we looked at ones that have smaller acreage, 10 or 12 acres in a house. We looked at some that were like 3 or 4 acres in a house. I mean, we just did the whole gamut, and a bunch of fixer uppers that needed fixing up and had potential. So, but coming back to this, we were like, but this is the one because we also need the space for um, a retreat, a space for having events. This is what our goal was and our target, not to have to fix the house up. And then we wanted to start having, I mean, COVID had hit, but we were still looking that was our goal for coming here, get a big enough house for events. Well, this house was 4 bedrooms, but they're big bedrooms, master bedrooms. We could put multiple beds in and 4 bathrooms, 4.5 bathrooms here, full baths, full showers. You know what I mean? Like full bathrooms, like a master suite. They were all like suites, all 4 bedrooms. And the kitchen was huge. The living room and dining room were connected and open. Like Chantel was like, it's exactly what we wanted in the sense of just to go and start having events right away. So we knew that was still what we wanted to do. And so we full circle came back to this house. And again, grateful for Kim and Larry letting us stay with them. Kim LaPlante, very successful realtor now, 5 years later. I'd love to hear her story. She's won many awards. And again, we were one of her first homes that she one of them, she's done others, but one of her largest ones and I'd like to say that hopefully we were a benefit in getting her off the ground there because it was towards the beginning of her real estate career. She had retired from teaching. So sorry, squirrel story. I love stories and love Kim and Larry LaPlante. So thank you. If you guys ever watch this, thank you for that love and support during that time. It takes a village, man. It takes a lot of people believing and trusting and working with you through the process. So again, this is a love story, right? It is because this is a love story of my bride and I realizing the power of working together and coming into synchronicity. We had worked on different businesses together, right? Because don't get me wrong, that company that we developed in California, that was a multi-million-dollar company, was because of Chantel's support and development skills as well. We did it together. However, there was a difference this time coming to Georgia and that look in her eye when she said, you don't need someone to carry you, essentially. Because again, just to define and let you know, we have several partnerships still. I believe in partnerships, but she was right in that moment. She knew I was looking for someone to carry the load and to be the one to be like the leader of our partnership so I could learn from and glean from. Because that's what I'd done in so many partnerships, and she had watched it. For now, at that point, it was about 10 years she had watched me do this. And she looked at me and said, no, you don't need anybody. And I was like, wow. And she was right. And I looked in her eyes and it was like, yeah, because you're the one, Chantel. It's us yoking together, working together, coming in synchronicity, love, connection, affection. And by the way, at this point in our marriage, we had been doing Epic 30. We called them before sanctuary practices, and it lasted 2 hours. And again, so we had been doing it for all those years, many, many years, journaling since we met, actually, and came together. We had started journaling and writing letters to Papa and doing GWs. It's crazy awesome. It's an awesome story. So the things I tell you to do are because we've done them. We develop these things. It's Father's way. Now we just put into a flow, a process that works. It's efficient. Cheers. Get your coffee. Hey, if you're drinking some coffee out there, or you've got some energy drink or something, just give me a cheers. Say cheers in the chat, so I know you're alive. I do like interaction, by the way. People know I talk a lot. I've always got something to say, but I do love it when people interact and let me know they're still here. What is love? I'll keep talking then, since no one's gonna say hello or cheers. Ah, thank you, Lamar, my bro. God bless you. Your wife's a powerhouse too, brother. And change some lives. You guys are gonna change some lives together, Lamar. We officiated Lamar's wedding. He's one of the 30 couples in the last 5 years that we have worked with, and we actually officiated their wedding, helped to bring them together, and it's amazing, man. Truck driver looking to have his own truck eventually. Drives one of them big semis. Awesome, man. Cheers, but no coffee. Oh, thanks, Ken. Love you, bro. Cheers to you. Thank you. It does feel good knowing you guys are here supporting. All right. So love, what is love? Love is commitment. And that's where I was at in the story with Chantel saying that I knew she was committed for the long haul. Um, Another funny side note, yes, or last night connecting with my daughter, Hazel. And in the end, it's relationships, man. They're tough. And she's senior in high school. It's tough to be in high school still and be pregnant. Yep, it's real. She's super mature. She's going to be an incredible mother. She's an amazing daughter and faithful, hardworking. She has a job, and she's just committed. She's responsible, committed. She's really mature for her age. That's her. She When you ask her what's her um, peculiar for her MVP, she'll tell you it's my maturity. She's known that since she was younger. She's always said that. And so, anyways, she's very mature. So relationship stuff is cool, but in the end, when it came as our conversation ended last night with Hazel, it was like because a lot of friends coming and going with this whole new thing in her life, Hazel's life with pregnancy, and it was cool because Chantel and I looked at her and we're like, but your mom and dad are still here. We're still here for you. We love you. We support you all the way. We've been at all the doctor's appointments, all the ultrasounds. And so it's amazing to support our girl that way. But she has had some really good, loyal friends. She's had some that aren't. It's just been, up and down. And so, she, though, is amazing girl, and that was what I want to say is commitment. That's what made me think of that. It's commitment. We said we're committed. We're here. It's not easy, and I know it's not the same. Chantel says, I know it's not the same. You want those committed, loving friendships, your friends too, besides mom and dad. But you can know we're always here, and it's true. We love her. We are here for her, and that's what I knew in that moment when Chantel looked at me in 2020. It might have even been yeah, and said you don't need anyone else. You've got this. Uh, when she said you've got this, she meant we've got this because we are one flesh. We function and operate as one, and it's super powerful. God has shown us that the power of one flesh, and so and even stronger and stronger now than ever. I'm telling you guys, that's what I'm going to get to about love. Thanks for sticking with me, by the way. Story time with Carlos. The Amish Matchmaker. That's what we should call it, right? The love talk and story time with Carlos, the Amish Matchmakers. So, which I can't wait for you to hear part of this from Chantel on the way to the office this morning. We're going to do that again. The probably around 7, 7:05. We'll jump back on the live. But anyways, so we were when she said that, I saw it in her eyes that she was more than enough. With her and Papa, we could do this. And so it's true. We did it. Like I said, Kim LaPlante was our realtor and helped us to negotiate. And it was super creative how we did this deal. I'm here to tell you, I've learned so much. But that's the thing. I knew we didn't have necessarily the credit at that time to be able to purchase this home. And it was true in this property. We're talking at the time it was about an $800,000 property. And I'm like, whoa, I have no clue how we're gonna do this. We had been renting in California. And so we did. We did a beautiful creative deal. I learned so much even from my mentor, Abraham Gray, who is a very successful realtor and how to do the art of the deal. Like he is amazing, um, very very successful at creative deals. So I learned from him during that process. I learned from him as well on purchasing companies uh, and buying real estate and then buying businesses. Similar, the art of the creative deal. And so we got the property, obviously, right? We're here. We do own this property. And then not only are we here, but now fast forward 5 years later, we've built 2 homes on the property during this time. One for mom and dad, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. And we built a home for up on the hill, a brand new home too, for a more modern looking home too. It's really cool. The style, open feel, open frame work, and it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Excuse me, 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. A beautiful 2-car garage, and just gorgeous. And it's been amazing process to do this, but it wasn't easy. But here's the thing that I'm here to tell you: to be able to see this development, to do this development, even as real estate, and become developers. And now we're looking to um, build more homes and develop the land out even more and really create more abundance and wealth. Um, we literally went from zero and then purchasing. We bought a business that came with a home and a shop and an office and land in Texas. Um, and we bought into another business for not only events and retreats, but mentorship and development of people. And then we bought into another business of um, coming full circle now to end the year, buying another handyman type business, Nesbitt Repair LLC, of doing plumbing, electrical, and small construction and small repairs um, for home repairs and commercial repairs. A multi-million dollar company, a generational company that's been around for over 50 years. Like, and so literally on when that deal was done on December 31st of 2025, looking back and looking at the portfolio and what we've developed in 5 years was from zero to over 4 million in accumulated portfolio. It's amazing. If we can do it, you can do it. But that's again what I want to tell you. If you're single, let's find you a wife and stop thinking, well, I need to be successful. I need to have enough money set aside. I need to have this, and this before I go find that wife. That's a scapegoat. That's an excuse. We need to deal with your confidence. That's really what it's about. Seriously, stop using that, because with a wife, you can do so much more. With a wife, she is a powerhouse. With you being a powerhouse, she's going to be a powerhouse. You yoke together. That's Father's promise, is that you will get 3 times the results. And in this case, 4 million times the results, right? You go from tenfold to 100-fold. Like, that's the word. We talk about his creation code. We just had a webinar last weekend. You can go watch it in our community, Epic Your Life School group on Epic Your Life, about his creation code, utilizing that to develop business and develop your companies and your cash flow, your finances. And his creation code can be very useful for that. And what's interesting is we shared that this past weekend in our community, our school community. And what's interesting about that whole thing is literally his creation code will bring you to 100 times the results, right? You've got Grant Cardone, amazing man, hardworking billionaire, and he is literally talking about 10x. Well, God's word says 100x. Like, literally, God says, if you're willing to be all in, be committed, but not alone, as one flesh, yoking up with a good woman, you're meant to be married. And if you're married, you're meant to work with your bride. We've got several men that we've been able to help and help them to yoke, become one flesh, and do what we do, work together in synchronicity as a couple. And it has developed our life and our business and our home. That's why we have this home, is because Chantel, my bride, and she closed the deal on the 31st, building that relationship with Frank Nesbitt, a powerful man, amazing man. His wife now, Janet, and they're incredible couple, but it was the relationship and the connection. I was too much overwhelming. I get it. And I'm okay with that. But that's the power and the beauty of partnership. You may be the opposite. You may be the quiet one and the conservative one, and your wife's more outgoing. Good. Let her be that. Let her go. Encourage that. Yoke with her and say, you go do this. But it was necessary that I back off and Chantel step in and close the deal on this purchase of Nesbitt. It was powerful to see it come to pass, and we love it. We're going there now daily, and you'll see us on the road there today. We're going to do a live. We've been doing that last couple of days in a row. Didn't work so well yesterday because we took a different route. We're going to go back to the route that has better cell service. And again, we are enjoying. We'll give you a tour of the office. We're getting it cleaned up right now and refreshed and refurbished. I should take some video and pictures though of what it's looking like as we're in the process, because again, that's what we believe in. It's renewing, refreshing, and starting fresh. So we're like cleaning it all out. We're gonna put fresh coat of paint on everything in the offices and start fresh and renewed. Again, that Chantel's doing. That's my bride. She understands that. She wants to start fresh and start again. Frank has brought it this far. We're renewing it, refreshing it, and going to take it farther with him too. That's the beauty of the honoring him. And we're looking. Excuse me. We're going to get medical insurance and for our team and our crew, and even for Frank himself, because that's the thing. He's older, but he wants to be a part of developing this and seeing it continue to grow and thrive. He's super smart. My goodness, one of the smartest men on the planet as far as that goes with repairs. And we want to raise up young men that can learn from him, because he's got so much wisdom. And that's our goal, is to get these younger generation going in this business and hiring technicians and people that are good to learn from Frank, because he's so wise and has so much wisdom in repairs. He can fix anything, seriously. And so we're honored and blessed. And he's treated us like his children. He doesn't have any biological children. I can relate. I don't have any biological children. It's really fascinating getting to know him, our stories being so similar, but yet he's loved on so many people and he's loving on us. And we're grateful for that. We're honored to be a part of this. But again, ending the year, Chantel closed an amazing, beautiful deal for us to be blessed and bless others, and now be a part of an amazing legacy business. And so when I say that, what God has done and developed, it's all been through relationship. It's all been through connection. It's all been through creative deals, completely 100% legal. Everything's done through, you know, through accountants and lawyers and documentation and things, and doing it as one flesh, yoked together. It's been powerful. And you can do it too. If we can do it, you can do it. But the biggest thing is you can't quit. You got to keep going. You got to keep being of a mindset of solutions, of a mindset of, okay, I have hope, because that's what righteous people do. They have hope. They see a vision and they go for it. And then they look for ways and they ask for help. Do you know when I was finalizing this property deal 4 years ago, because we had a year to get our credit in line, we did a lease to purchase. That's the creative deal. I was looking for, I needed $250,000 to finalize the loan here. And I found it, but it took me 1,000 phone calls to find it. Are you willing to make 1,000 phone calls? Seriously. See, I'm willing to do the work. Chantel's willing to do the work. Together as one flesh, we get shit done. That's the truth. We do. It's epic. We're still keeping our community going. We're still doing these calls in the mornings. We're still doing our content creation. We're still doing our community meetings. We're still doing our mentorships. And we're still now running this company together. But we couldn't do it by ourselves. That's for sure. It takes a team. We've got, I think, 5 guys that work with us at Nesbitt, including Frank. And so we're there supporting and going. And she and I trade off. She's the main lead on this company, really promoting and working with the guys and creating a beautiful environment, home environment, sanctuary in this new office. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. As we're cleaning it up and getting a new, fresh start, it's awesome. Loving on the people that come in. Every day we have clients come in. That's the beautiful thing, too. It's so well established. They know where the office is. Every day, someone comes in. Every day, every day. 2 or 3 clients come in. And so she greets them and loves on them. And we get the chance to meet our new clientele and just launching 2026 with such a powerful, powerful foundation of life and love and connection. So, do I think relationship and marriage is important? 100%. Hear my message. If you want to find love, keep love, and make it epic, you got to work on you, and you've got to be willing to get out there and love well. You've got to be willing to go out there and communicate well, connect well, ask questions. We did earlier this week, we talked about things that will break the ice, comments, communication. You can say phrases you can use to bring forth love, but really commitment, being committed to yourself, being committed to that relationship for the long haul, being committed to stay the course, work on it. And we want to help you. We're here to help. Chantel and I are known for the Amish Matchmakers, but we've helped English people too, Americans, Hispanic, black, white, whatever. We've helped everybody and worked with all different races, all different people, male, female. I mean, we love people well, and we would be glad to help you. We are the Amish Matchmakers. We help single. This is who we've been working with, and about 80% of our clients. But we help Amish singles to find godly spouses and then develop epic marriages. And for the long haul, stay committed to develop companies, develop their homes, and develop their dreams and goals to where they create a legacy. And by the way, we've had several children come to pass and be born now since we've been doing this, seeing marriages come together. It's a beautiful thing to get those pictures, those reports of my wife's pregnant, those reports of we're pregnant, we had a child, we're having a child. That is awesome. That's legacy, people. And we've been a part of that now. Matter of fact, one of our greatest matches up. Why do I say it's one of our greatest? Because it's one of our oldest. It's prior to the Amish Matchmaker. We've been matching people up for quite a few years and helping people come together. And one of our greatest ones is Del Rio's, Rogelio and Brandy Del Rio. And there are 4 young boys that are a product of that. And one of those boys has my middle name, or excuse me, has my name as his middle name, Carlos Campos. I'm super honored by that. And guess what? They're finally coming to our ranch. After 5 years, we used to live in California, and they were dear friends of ours, still are, but like family. We brought Rogelio and Brandy. Brandy lived with us at one point. Rogelio lived with us at one point. We brought them together, helped them to connect. Now they and between the two of them, Brandy didn't have any children, but Rogelio had 3 children before they came together. 4, I'm sorry, 5. Jeez, my goodness, I gotta hit my memory here. Memory banks. 3 boys, 4 boys. Excuse me, 4 boys. 2 that he helped, or 3 that he gave contribution to, meaning he had baby mamas with those, and then 2 that he took under his wing, or 1 that he took under his wing. So 4 boys, 1 girl. So 5 kids Rogelio brought into the relationship, and Brandy had none. To where now they have 4 more boys. So they have a total of 9 children, 4 that Brandy has given birth to because we helped bring them together. And I love those pictures. I'll show you them sometime. I've got them. I posted them, but they're beautiful 4 boys: Elijah, Ezekiel, David, and Xander. And I am super blessed that these boys are, because we love them well and help them to see the potential of coming together. And that couple is a power couple. They're going on their second year of working on business. No, many years since we brought them together, they've been working on business together, but their second year. And I'm super proud to announce it's like a multi-million dollar year, their second time in a row. They have a successful landscaping business in California. So they are a product of the product and results. And guess what? They're coming to visit. So excited. January 22nd. I was there, and they're the ones that helped support the orphanage with us. They've been out to the orphanage in Mexico. Rogelio is fluent in Spanish. Rogelio's taken that orphanage under his wing. He's one of their company, and who he is, and both of them have supported them through the years. One of the greatest supporters of that orphanage with us, and it's been amazing to see what they've done to help that orphanage. And so I was there visiting the orphanage for Christmas, and I met up with the Del Rios, got to spend time with them, got to read to the boys. We had reading time with Uncle Carlos, and just loved on them. And I got them to book tickets while I was there. So Brandy and the boys, Rogelio won't get to come yet, but Brandy and the boys are coming here, and they'll be here January 22nd. Why do I tell you that? Because we still are connecting with them and love them so much. Xander, I think, is 8 now, 9, 8. I think he's 8. Xander's the oldest boy that Brandy gave birth to. So I think they've been married now 9 years. And they've had their challenges, don't get me wrong, but they've stayed the course. They've continued to work on themselves and continued to create epic. And man, they have some amazing children. Oh my goodness. An amazing business together. Amazing. Super pumped for them, and continue to be blessed and blown away by their results and their success. So again, we've been doing this quite a while. I'm super honored and blessed and excited that they're finally coming to see the ranch. When we moved into this ranch, they sent us a cutting board that said Peculiar Sanctuary 2020, formed in 2020 in the sense of the ranch. Peculiar Sanctuary Ranch, actually. Love them. They've always been a part of this. They knew this was our dream and our vision, our goal. I'm super pumped that they're coming here now, and they're going to see the development and the houses we built here, and are going to develop the front of the property. And yeah, they've been doing some of their own development in Mexico, and they have um, avocado orchards there, family orchards, and they're developing and buying land as a family there. The Del Rio family, Rogelio's parents and brothers and siblings, and it's super powerful what they're doing. Powerhouse, powerhouse. Traveling, they traveled to like 10 different countries or something last year. It's crazy awesome. Love them. They're so adventurous, so powerful. They're finally coming to our ranch. Super excited. But I tell you that just to kind of give you a history of who we are and what we've done. And not just the last 5 years, but even our whole marriage. We're 15 plus years together, Chantel and I. And in the beginning of that was Rogelio and Brandy, actually. And then they came together and got married. Is Xander over 10? Maybe he's 10. See, see this gray hair? Yep, you can call me old man. You old fart. All right, let's look at these comments, and then I'm going to take off here. Ah, thank you for the cheers, by the way. The mornings. Show these comments. I love those who love the Lord. Praise God. Forgive me. Amish matchmakers, but don't Amish stay away from technology. I've often thought about becoming Amish in a sense. So Amish is a culture. And by the way, Amish is also a language. Dutch, they speak Dutch. Um, so it's kind of like, I know it's kind of strange, but it's kind of like saying, you're um, Mexican. I'm Mexican. I'm half Mexican, but yet you left the Mexican culture. No. So the Amish, by religion, a very conservative side of Amish. Let's put it this way: it's kind of like Christians. There's very conservative Christians that don't have any makeup, wear dresses, head coverings, and are very, very, very conservative. It's the same in the Amish world, um, in the sense of whether they plug into technology or not. So yes, but sorry about that. That's so rude. It's live. Getting this over this cold. I know I'm probably grossing people out. Forgive me. Okay. So with the Amish who we work with, you're right. They are plugging in technology. They're on TikTok. They're on Facebook. They're on YouTube, because they do have technology. And some of them, yeah, they do even have vehicles and stuff. But yeah, the ultra conservative Amish do not have even electricity or vehicles, just horse and buggy. We call them buggy Amish. So there's different levels of conservatism of that culture. We happen to work with the ones that, yeah, are more plugged into technology. And by the way, if they would ever truly endorse us in the sense of the Amish, that is, I've seen them take things go viral. Meaning, like our channel would probably go up to 100,000 followers if they endorsed it and took off with it. That's another thing with the Amish do so well is to blow they all work together and they're like organic and grow things very quickly. So we're excited for that. We've got some relationships this year that we're going to continue to develop in the Amish leadership, and the Amish world, that are powerful people. Just sorry, squirrel. But yes, to answer your question, that does seem strange, right? You're the Amish matchmakers and you're on YouTube. That's weird. But yeah. And you've thought about becoming Amish. Well, there's so many cool things to their culture. And we love their culture. We love the way that they think about homesteading and how they are more known as being more natural and gardening. And man, they got incredible skills in canning and gardening. So there's so many great things about the culture and so many ways that we have learned from them. Oh, I don't even know what I'm showing here. Props to y'all, man. Y'all are great parents. Mom and dad are being a great example. That comes with blessings, brother. I don't know who this is, but okay. Thank you. Y'all are great parents. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for saying, hey, we're a great example. We love that. We hope we can be. We do our best. So thank you for that comment. Did you start an Amish community or a new aged Amish community? So we actually have a community that's called Epic Your Life, as you can see up here, the logo. Um, and it is 80% of our clientele that we work with directly are Amish, and I would say probably that community's got about that many. There's not very many people in that community. We're about 100 strong or so in our community. Small, but growing. And yes, we also support and endorse Jesse and Adina Kaufman's um, community, and Jesse Kaufman is Amish from culture, and he runs that digital community called Single to Married. So anybody that's single out there, go check out that platform on skool.com, skool.com. school.com, and you can look up single to married, and you'll find their community and join that community if you're single. Seriously, that's where all of our clients that we work with to help match them up, they have to be in that community, and Jesse and Adina's community. And Jesse will support you, and Adina will support you. And their story is, and that's, by the way, how we got the reputation is actually Jesse, because we helped him first in 2020, and now he has been married for 5 years. That's another great marker. And he's the one literally that led the charge to introduce us to the Amish community. And yeah, we've done several weddings since then, but Jesse and Adina's wedding was right here in our living room of this very house. So it's a cool story. And he then, since then, joined with us, and we started working together, and all of our content they utilize in single to married community there on school. And then we have our Epic Your Life community, which is geared and more focused on legacy and couples. And once you get engaged, then we say, yeah, come to our community, and we'll start working on your business for you and your spouse working together, and how that would look and how that would work. So just kind of some feedback. So do we have an Amish community? Kind of. All right. Very successful Amish people working in our community, that's for sure, and developing them. So thanks for that. What is he saying? Hey, bro, that's love right there. Thermofluid. Thanks, man. The wise cardinal. Hey, can you tell me who you are? Message me direct. Appreciate you. I think I might know you. Maybe you're someone that we work with. Or yes, thank you, Phyllis. Webinar tonight. You can get into that group for free. Don't miss out on school.com. If you need the direct message me, and I'll send you the link to join that group for tonight. But yes, Jesse and Adina are hosting a free webinar tonight on how to find the one. If you're struggling to find that Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, uh, if you're looking for love and having a hard time finding the one, they're going to help you find it tonight. It's awesome. You're going to want to be a part of that tonight and see the skills and strategies that they're going to help you to find the one. Okay, I'm lost here. Got it? Oh, you got it now. All right, Brandon. Cool. But I always love, if you guys, I always love knowing who you are in real life, because we got so many names on YouTube and well, Facebook's a lot better at telling you who you are, but on YouTube, it's like, because we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook right now. But Brandon, nice to meet you. Thanks for subscribing to our channel. Thanks for being here this morning. Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker, men's edition. We'll see you later. My wife will be joining me in about an hour. We'll go live again if you're interested. So hit the subscription and notification bell, okay? See you soon.